Hello, and welcome to another video. This is a double tier list maker video. It is not a programming video related to the game that I have developed. I am developing. Truth be told, haven't worked on it since I made the last progress video. I'll get to it soon. I feel like I kind of burnt myself out doing all that stuff in between. Uh, the first, like the pre the dev diary before the last dev diary I did. I did a bunch of more stuff than I planned on. Anyway, recently I've beaten the game known as Blasphemous, aka one of my favorite video games of all time. A very good Metroidvania. And I decided why don't we get a little wacky and why don't we do some tier lists? So first off, we're gonna start up with all the bosses, and I actually sorted these by when I first encountered them and fought them. And I will say that I have His Holiness Escobar here because whoever made this didn't put in Esdras. I didn't want to make a tier list of my own. So basically, I'm using His Holiness Escobar as a stand-in for Esdras of the Anointed Legion because I feel like um, Last Son of the Miracle or whatever he's called is I mean His Holiness Escobar is kind of just I don't even know if you can classify him as a boss fight. He's just like he's basically just the first tenth of the true boss. So anyway, this guy counts as His Holiness Escobar and Last Son of the Miracle. His Holiness Escobar right here is Esdras. So let's start off with Warden of the Silent Sorrow, which is I believe is the name. I haven't fought him recently, and you know it's been a while. I took a few days to beat the game. Um, he's a good tutorial boss, but he's not very difficult, and I feel like he doesn't have a lot of patterns. I'm gonna give him a C because you taught me the basics of the game, but you didn't really do anything super creative with it. You just kind of jumped and smacked the ground. Uh, 10 Piedad, or Have Mercy in Spanish. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that right. Dude, I don't know what was up with this boss, but I couldn't. I ended up watching a video where I watched a guy fight him because I was confused after fighting him. I couldn't figure out that you could dodge between his legs during some of his attacks, so I thought you just had to stay in the corner the whole fight. And it turns out when you do that, his AI kind of gets buggy, and he just does the same basic attack over and over again in that corner. So you can just hit him over and over, block that one singular attack, and then go back to hitting him. Honestly, that's a D tier boss fight. Now, Trey, Tress, wait, uno dos tres. Trace Anguissas, the, uh, the three ghosts. I like the boss fight. I think the gimmick was pretty creative. I liked how there were three of them and like they each had different weapons except I guess the two had the same weapon. But cool boss fight. I don't really. I think it's a little too easy. I'm gonna just give it a B. Our Lady of the Charred Visage. I don't know how I feel about this fight. I don't think it's badly designed or anything, but I just I guess I like the boss design. It's pretty cool. I'll give it a B. I don't really have much to say about it. I just feel like it's kind of underwhelming. Now, Esdras of the Anointed Legion. Um, I like this boss. I like this boss a lot. I'm keep seeing people online saying, "Oh my gosh, dude, Esdras is so hard. He's the hardest boss of the game." I don't agree with that. But he took me a few tries. He was probably the hardest boss for me to fight up to this point. I'll give him an A. I liked his he had varied moves. Uh He had three different stages where he had the final one with his sister. And, it's a good fight. Uh, Melquiades, the exhumed archbishop, fantastic, fantastic boss design. I like all of his attacks, even though he's pretty easy. I like the gimmick of he's being held up. His boss design is so good, dude. I love his dress. I love his little spear. I like his headdress. I love everything about this boss fight. Giving him an S. Kierce, returned by the flame, I believe. Now this boss is, um, I'm gonna be honest, it would be an S tier boss, except that stupid stun lock. I don't have an issue with the fact that it does so much damage, but it's really annoying to get hit on the first one, and then you have to get hit by like 4 more of them before it's over. Like, can I just continue playing the game? Just do all that damage at once, and then let me keep playing. I don't like being out of control of my character for that long. So honestly, I'm gonna have to give him an A. You could shoot. You could have shot for the stars, but I don't know, man. Uh, Esposito, dude, this boss, it's a D. I just don't like the boss design. It's a cool boss idea, but you don't even fight the baby. You fight the stupid snake thing. I sight read this boss. It was not hard because like it's so easy to cheese by just going underneath him and whacking him. But honestly, I just think it's kind of poorly designed in general, and I don't think it's too hard, but it's just not a very fun or interesting boss. Um, Cristana? Crisanta? I can't remember her name. Oh, I beat her today. I was stuck on her. I was in a Discord call. I was complaining to all my friends. But, you know, overall, I actually really enjoyed this boss. She's tough but fair. Getting down those parries feels rewarding and awesome. Figuring out how to dodge her sideway dashes also just feels so good to pull it off. And honestly, my heart was beaten the whole dang fight. Great boss. His Holiness Escobar slash last son slash true son of the miracle. I cannot remember his name. I was more focused on the fight besides his like name on the health bar. Honestly, I don't. I just like his design so much. I like my heart was pounding. It was a good final boss. It was tough. It wasn't as tough as Chrysanta for me, but I just think he's a really fun boss fight. Even though Escobar himself is kind of lame. But I like Escobar's design, and then his final phase is really good. Um, I'm gonna be honest. I've seen people kind of complain about his fire shower, but I don't think his meteor fireball thing is really that bad. Really, I'm saying really a lot. But it's just you kind of have to bait it out, and I guess the platforms appearing and disappearing are kind of annoying. But really, at the end of the day, it's kind of just it's mostly skill based. If you dodge the attacks, you're not gonna have an issue. S tier boss, just a great final boss to end out the fantastic experience. Now, as you'll see most of the bosses ranked pretty well, and I feel like that's a testament to how good the boss design in this game is. Even if I think a boss is like these two, isn't very fun or interesting to play against, I still think that is pretty cool boss design overall, and music is of course very good. 10p dad, to be honest, I could pass on. He's just kind of a tree. It's not that interesting visually. Now, part 2. This is phase 2, boss phase 2. This is all the areas in the game. And this is where we're gonna have some hot takes. I have also arranged these in the order I encountered them, although I'm not super sure if all of it is in order entirely, and or because I might mess up some of the names, and that might have caused some issues. But I think it's fine. So in the game, you start off with the Brotherhood of the Silent Sorrows. I really like this area. You fight the Warden first tutorial boss. You know what I think about the Warden, but I just like the boss. I just got a message on Discord. I really want to click it, but Brotherhood of the Silent Sorrows. Um, Great area design with all the bodies strewn around. I like how you kind of come back to it and unlock that chamber. And there's also like the Mea Culpa. There's that whole little area down there with the fast travel location. I'm gonna give it an A. It's just a cool tutorial area. Holy Line, gonna be honest, is kind of lame, but it kind of has to be lame. It has a purpose, and that's a tutorial. But I'm gonna give it a D. There's not much to say. You just kind of walk through it and kill some really basic enemies. Elbiro is your home world, and I mean it's kind of barren. I know it's supposed to be barren because it's like the apocalypse, but maybe some more NPCs I could actually talk to. It's the hub, but it's also kind of not because you only really have the one gray door fast travel and then the elevator, and that's pretty much it. I guess it connects to the desecrated cistern, but it's not really that central in terms of the game's space. I would say I'm gonna just give it a C, honestly. I feel like you maybe populate the town a bit more, maybe some more interactions. Add some more stuff to do at least. Maybe like a mini game. I don't know, I'm just spitballing here. Wasteland of the Buried Churches. This is the make or break one. If you can't get past this, you're a baby. You're not gonna get past this pass through the game. Um, I feel like it's a better tutorial than Holy Line. I mean, I guess this is Holy Line is like these are the controls. Wasteland of the Buried Churches is like here is how you actually apply the those controls and use them effectively in a real situation. I like the enemies here. I like most of the stuff. I'm gonna give it an A. Now, I actually didn't realize that you couldn't open the door and bridge of the three Calvaries at first. Um, so I kind of I walked all the way down that bridge and then realized I had to go back. So I didn't get to Mercy Dreams first. I went to the bridge. In the bridge, yeah, it's just a B. It's pretty empty. It's got a cool boss. It's got Esdras, which is a really cool boss fight. I like. I gave him a good score. Yeah, 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 yeah. Um, Overall, it's just a B. It's kind of devoid, but the background's really nice and the boss fight's nice, but there's not really much to it, and of course not because it's just supposed to be a big bridge with a door at the end of it. Mercy Dreams is you fight 10 Piedad, kind of a lame boss. Um, there's not really much else to say. You fight some pretty basic enemies. This is a C, I think. I'm just feeling a C on this one. Not much to say again. Um, there's not much bad about it. There's not that much good, so I'm gonna just give it a C. Um, Desecrated Cistern. I'm gonna hit you with the hot take. I think the Desecrated Cistern is pretty good. There's no boss here, but I like the enemies. I like a lot of the combat, not the combat challenge, the platforming challenges. There's not a lot of spikes or death pits or whatever. It's actually really connected to a lot of stuff. I like that. Um, Overall, I'm gonna give it an A. Mountains of the Endless Dusk. You fight the mini boss there, and I like all the people on crosses that are burning. That it's just atmosphere. Um, it's pretty short if I recall. Really, there's not much to it, but I'll give it a B. I'll give it a solid B. Uh, Hundo, Jundo. I'm pretty sure. What's his name? Redento. Pronounce it Hundo. Um, and this is a fantastic location. I'm gonna tell you, incredible. There's the huge bell. There's all the clockwork and mechanics. There's like the bell puzzles. Um, Good platforming. There's no boss, sadly. I would have loved a bell themed boss, perhaps, but Hundo gets an S. Grievance ascends. Now, the boss here is okay, and if I'm being honest, it's not a super unique location in general. I'm gonna just give it a B. I like how you get to it though, and that's why it would be a C if it wasn't for that you have like the bell puzzle in Hundo, where you go through the floor. That's a pretty cool way to introduce the area. Next up, we have Where Olive Trees Wither. Bad area, bad area to be honest. I didn't like it. There's the guys that throw rocks at you. There's a lot of platforming nonsense I didn't like. I didn't like um really any of the stuff here. I guess I like the aesthetic, but it gets a D, to be honest. Uh, the Lake of the Silent Pilgrims is I visited that location like 3 times. I only had like one relic to get, or two relics. I had the cloth and the tongues. It just gets a C. I hope I don't miss. Wait. All right, it gets a C. It's kind of quiet there. It's kind of a creepy area, which is aesthetic, and I guess the guy at the end is pretty nice. But there's not much content there. Next up, we have the Graveyard of Peaks. Um, and that was yes, that is the place before the nunnery, the convent. Um, pretty. I'm gonna say it's pretty. I've seen people say I don't like the wind traps because they make you wait. Honestly, I like them. I like them. Um, I like the enemies here. The platforming's it's a little too heavy on the spikes. I'll give you an A. I feel like it leans more heavily into the mountain aesthetic, and I feel like it gets. I'm gonna give it a award for that. Uh, Overall, this is a good area. Uh, Our Lady. I can't read that. It's Our Lady of the Charred Visages area. It's like the convent of Our Lady of the Charred Visage. Boss fight there is pretty good. I gave it a B. Boss fight there's decent. Um, Really, I like the one enemy there. You know what? I like all the enemies there. I like the fire breathing guys. They have really cool design, and people pouring lava and stuff, and uh the one lady, like the nuns that are throwing their jars at you, and it does so much damage. But it's really cool. I really like this area. I'll give it an A. Uh, Patio, the Silent Steps. It's just getting a B. Uh, it's right after you beat Esdras. It gets you to your area. It's got some connectivity, I guess. Not a lot to say, but I don't really have I have nothing negative to say about it. And I like some of the puzzles there. It just gets a B. It's decent. Mother and Mother's S tier location. It's this big cathedral. It's awesome. It's really big. I like the boss fight there is of course S tier. I don't really have anything else to say about it because it kind of makes up the majority of the area past Esdras. So I mean, it's just S tier. It's just great. Um, our cathedral rooftops. Like I said, Cassanta, great boss. I like the puzzle where you have to like get the relic that doesn't kill you on your way down, and then you can jump across and get the one spell, even though the spell wasn't that good in my opinion. This really cool area. I like the mask puzzles to advance up to the more floors. My only issue with it would be S tier honestly, if you didn't have the Mia Culpa, the floor below Cristana, so you didn't have to wait for the stupid elevator to come down and go all the way back up every single time. Uh, just change that. It would be S tier. Actually, it's not the Mia Culpa. It's the Pre-Dio Shrine. That's the checkpoint. Whatever the checkpoint is, that's you move that to the third floor. Mwah. Or at least make it so that there's like two of them, one checkpoint on the third floor, one on the second, so I don't have to wait for the elevator. That stupid elevator. That elevator sucks. Wall of the Holy Prohibitions. I don't know. B. It's a pretty small area, honestly. I like the door puzzles, and the background's pretty great, but overall, there's not many enemies there, and of course the boss fight's great, but there's just not that much to say. Um, Nothing really negative. I didn't go back with the Key of the Inquisitor, so maybe that would have boosted it a bit, but whatever. Uh, Library of the Negated Words. It's a D tier. It's D tier. I am sorry, but the book throwers are disgusting. They suck. I don't know how you're supposed to dodge the two of them in some of those sections. The ghosts made no sense. I'm not sure if they went on random cycles or what, but it always felt like they were never corporeal on like a regular schedule, and it just kind of messed me up constantly. I constantly got hit by the books. I don't like the guys with the flying head respawns. It's kind of lame, and uneventful. Really, it's not even a boss area. Now, sleeping canvases, you get a C. I don't like the I don't like all the saws and stuff, the swinging axes that keep knocking you on the like the spikes. Those are annoying. Um, the painting guys are kind of cool, and I guess some of the enemies are cool. And but like, the boss is kind of a stinker, and the parkour just is not that fun. And also, it's pretty small for an area. Maybe I didn't do any of the puzzles there. Like the candle one and the thing where you're supposed to like take off all of your equipment and then perform something. It's like the body part puzzle. I can't remember what it's called. Uh, I only went to this area today. I don't remember the name. It's like something the Mabulatory of His Holiness, where you fight the final boss, which I thought was of course amazing. I like the climb up, even though it takes too long. I'm gonna include the final boss arena for this, which I think it fits. It's kind of a barren wasteland, and then like the boss is front and center. I feel like it makes sense. And I guess I'll also count the after the boss fight area in that too, with the big mountain that you spoilers, you sink in it if you get the bad ending. And I think that's a pretty neat way to show that if you get the bad ending, you truly haven't. You still feel guilty, and it kind of sets up the whole cycle of the game. So just a very good area, very thematic. Good boss fight, even though it doesn't have any other enemies except the boss. So anyway, thank you for watching this 20-minute video. That is much longer than I thought it would be. My throat's starting to hurt from all this talking. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. If you have a Nintendo Switch, a PC, I think it's on PS4. It might be on Xbox One. Get Blasphemous, man. It's so worth it. It's a little difficult. It's a little clunky occasionally, but it's just a fantastic experience. I'm gonna say it right now. One of my favorite games ever. No, my favorite game ever. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and goodbye.